Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Ome and today the deck I'm going to be playing is Mono Green Food in Standard. This deck is built around both having a food package consisting of Gilded Goose, Trail of Crumbs, Wicked Wolf, and Feasting Troll King, and just playing a bunch of generically good green cards like the Great Henge, Lovestruck Beast, and Kazandu Mammoth. The food package of this deck is mainly supported by Trail of Crumbs, which is the real reason to be running a bunch of food tokens in your deck. It provides a lot of card advantage, and especially in mono green, that's quite important. And Gilded Goose is also especially good with Trail of Crumbs. Turn 1 Gilded Goose into turn 2 Trail of Crumbs means you can use the mana made from sacrificing the food with Gilded Goose to pay for the Trail of Crumbs. So turn 1 Gilded Goose into turn 2 Trail of Crumbs will draw you a ton of cards over the course of the game and is one of the best starts in the standard format. Now, Wicked Wolf is also exceptionally good with food tokens, as not only does it make Wicked Wolf itself better, but it also turns on Trail of Crumbs very easily, being able to sacrifice food for free and then only need to pay one to pay for the Trail of Crumbs trigger. Trail of Crumbs isn't great when you're paying 3 mana to sacrifice the food and pay to draw the cards, but it's passable if you have nothing else to do. And Feasting Troll King also triggers Trail of Crumbs when being reanimated. Now, this comes up less often, and often when you're reanimating Feasting Troll King, you're already far enough ahead that getting a couple of cards off Trail of Crumbs doesn't matter, but it's still quite relevant in some scenarios, and the fact that we also get to run so many food tokens because of Trail of Crumbs makes Feasting Troll King itself better because we get to reanimate it more than once per game. So, past that, Great Henge is really good in this deck, only a 3 of because it's legendary and expensive, but it's only 2 mana with Feasting Troll King, and even with Lovestruck Beast and Kazandu Mammoth, being only 4 mana means that we can get it out really early, really easily. And once it's on the battlefield, it provides mana, life, and card advantage, and with how many creatures on this deck, you're unlikely to lose the game if it sticks around for more than 1 or 2 turns. Now, two Vivian Monsters Advocates have the Silver Bullets, Questing Beast, Thrashing Brontodon, and Scavenging Ooze to tutor 4, these are all just decently powerful cards, but in combination with Vivian just get good enough to be run in the deck. Lovestruck Beast and Kazandu Mammoth are just incredibly strong cards, and 4 Tangled Florahedron rounds out our mana base in terms of creature lands. It's solid on turn 2, it's solid as a land, and it's just nice to be able to power out 4 drops on turn 3 with it, without too much downside, and being able to still play it as a land. 2 Witch's Oven are lastly in the deck to protect Feasting Troll King, as you can sacrifice Feasting Troll King in response to removal, especially exile-based removal, and you'll already get 2/3 of the food you need to bring Feasting Troll King back. Now onto the mana base, 4 Castle Garenbrig, incredibly good in this deck with a ton of creatures. It turns on Feasting Troll King for only 5 mana, 16 Force to turn it on, only 2 Bonders Enclave, which is a very powerful colorless land, but unfortunately it does not make green mana, which is pretty important in this deck since it's got so many green mana symbols in its mana costs, and the fact that Castle Garenbrig requires Forest. Now onto the sideboard, 2 Chainweb Rocketeer against Rogues, 1 Ranger's Guile against removal, 1 Ram through for removal, 2 Scavenging Ooze against graveyard decks like Rakdos, 2 Thrashing Brontodones against stuff like Embercleave and opposing Great Henges, 3 Questing Beasts against decks without creatures like Esper Doom, where a hasty threat is good, 2 Elder Gargoyles to go slightly over the top in aggro mirrors, 1 more Vivian Monsters Advocate to fill the same role as Elder Gargoyle, and lastly 1 Kogla Titan Imp as another big payoff in the mirror. Alright, so that is the deck, and let's get into some games. Alrighty, welcome to match number 1, and this hand is quite good. Turn 1 Gilded Goose into turn 2 Trail of Crumbs is simply amazing. It looks like my opponent is on Gruul Adventures, which is a pretty decent matchup. Unfortunately, I do not have an answer to an Eldritch Innkeeper, which could be a problem, depending on what my opponent has. So it's just going to be a Brushfire Elemental for them. We get to Blanc Edgewell Innkeeper. Play as Trail of Crumbs, and next turn, I'm going to start curving out with Kazandu Mammoth, which is a pretty good blocker, unless my opponent has a Fateful Passage to turn on this Brushfire Elemental. The problem with landfall creatures often is that they don't make the greatest blockers, because you can't play lands during your turn normally. That's going to be a Lovestruck Beast. This is beginning to become an issue. I think I'm going to need something like a Wicked Wolf here pretty quickly, or else I'm going to be in trouble. I'll grab a second Trail of Crumbs since I'm already fine on lands. And yeah, this has a lot of damage. I'm a little bit worried now. If if my opponent has land Embercleave, there's no coming back for me, but on the play, a start this good is I'm never going to be able to beat without something like a turn 3 Wicked Wolf. And I think this hand is just solid. There's not much I can do. See what my opponent does. You can attack with both of those. So I'm just going to block Brushfire Elemental. I have to sort of play as if they don't have Embercleave because I lose to an Embercleave. And there we go, I'm rewarded for that. If they did have Embercleave there, it would also disincentivize them from playing it on Lovestruck Beast. Well, the Great Henge is also pretty bad, but I think I can beat a Great Henge. Or at least have a decent shot at beating Great Henge. I'll grab a Questing Beast, I think. Oh, perfect, a Wicked Wolf. So I think I'll just go ahead and Wicked Wolf on Edgewell Innkeeper to prevent my opponent from completely running away with card advantage. Next turn I can play a Feasting Troll King, and then we'll see from there. I could use a Great Henge of my own at this point, or a, what's it called? Boom. Rewarded for killing Edgewell Innkeeper, or a Thrashing Broadston to remove it. And my opponent didn't even attack because they don't have something to attack with, of course, which is good for me, obviously. And now, well, okay, probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, there we go. Wow, okay, well, my opponent got beaten so badly they just scooped the match. Okay. Well, I guess that's match number 1 pretty quickly. So let's get into match number 2. Alrighty, welcome to match number 2, and this looks like this hand is interesting. I think I'm going to keep it because if I draw just a land or 2, I'm going to be able to play this Great Henge off of this Lovestruck Beast, but it's not a great hand. I'm really going for the raw power, and this deck has so many lands that I'm unlikely to miss. And there we go. That's land number 1, so if I hit a second land, I'll be able to cast a Great Henge on turn number 4, and that just seems pretty good. The question is, do I block? I'm actually going to say no. I'm on the play, so I think I want to be a little bit more proactive. And if I knew that my opponent was Gruul, I probably would block, since they're the beatdown in this matchup, but this looks to be the mono-green mirror, and in this case, I think I want to be beating down, especially since I cannot cast a Great Henge of my own. Actually, in hindsight, that may not have been the greatest idea if I draw land next turn, but either way, I get to just Wicked Wolf this Kazandu Mammoth, so it's probably not going to be too bad. It also means that my opponent can't cast a Great Henge of their own. This is kind of unfortunate. I think I'm just going to play that as a land tapped, and then activate Trail of Crumbs. See what I can do. Probably play Feasting Troll King next turn, and then the Great Henge. That's a Great Henge for my opponent. That's a massive problem. They're immediately getting value from it. So now I'm very much behind. Really need to hit land here. An untapped land. There we go. So now I can play my own Feasting Troll King, which blocks these Kazandu Mammoths. So, oh, that's actually interesting. I think I'm going to play Feasting Troll King this turn, and then next turn I'll play my own Great Henge and Thrashing Broadston their Great Henge. This way, I'm not just behind on board. So if I was going to make a bunch of mana, Tangled Florahedron, though they could have something bigger as well. Activating Castle Garbrick is often a good bet, even if you don't have anything else, just because, I mean, really almost all the things you want to be casting are creatures, and there you go, my opponent has made a massive board. They don't have great attacks, though. I wonder if they'll attack with the... Whoa! They're going to attack with the 5/5 as well? I don't think that's correct. My opponent may have misclicked there, as that just seems like a very bad attack. They're just losing out on a lot when they do that. And we can go ahead and play this Thrashing Brontodon. And I think... How much damage am I taking? If I block there, take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not going to Thrashing... Actually, I can Thrashing Brontodon during my turn, and if need be, I can just sacrifice a food. I'm not going to play my second Great Henge in case my opponent has Brontodon of their own, And I don't think the 2 life is worth taking that risk. Oh, they've got a turn 2% biosis. Hopefully that's not a questing beast. Honestly, hopefully it's just something small. That is a Wicked Wolf. That's actually not a problem. Yeah, it's just a 3/3. That's honestly one of the most harmless things they could have played at all. So I'm going to block the Kazandu Mammoth, taking 7-11 damage, which is a lot, but it's not too much. I'm still going to live. I'm going to reanimate Feasting Troll King next turn, and everything will be fine. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just going to draw a couple of cards before I need to decide what I want to be doing with the Trail of Crumb triggers. And I think I'll just play a big blocker, draw a card, and now I think I can just reanimate Feasting Troll King and pay until it has something to do with the mana. If I draw a goose or something, that's not a goose, and that is another land, I guess. Could have also taken the Great Henge. It's effectively 2 life. Okay, now I just need to hope that my opponent doesn't have some sort of way to get trample, or my opponent is going to just drown in my sea of value, which looks like is what is going to happen. Cast Vivian, start accruing value, make mana, do that, draw a card, clear the land off the top, and it's going to be incredibly hard for my opponent to come back from this. I mean, I'm just going to start attacking soon, and life will be good. Boom, hit their Tangled Florahedron. They're going to use Witch's Oven on it, that's fine. And I've got a Gilded Goose. And now I think I can just put Vigilance on it. And I need some way to get rid of this Lovestruck Beast, or actually I probably should have attacked with Feasting Troll King. But yeah, there's just no way my opponent was recovering from that. So basically my engine just took over there, and I got to run over my opponent before they got to do anything. So as for sideboarding, what am I doing for sideboarding? 2 Thrashing Brontodons, a Kogel, and a Vivian. And what I want to take out, probably a Questing Beast, since it just gets blocked really easily. 1 Witch's Oven, because my opponent doesn't really have a ton of removal, and actually I'm going to go 2 Witch's Oven, 1 Lovestruck Beast, since Lovestruck Beast isn't that great in this matchup. It powers out an early Henge, but this matchup is not exactly about big creatures and more about engines. The question is, do I want a Witch's Oven? I don't think I do. It just seems somewhat weak. Alright, let's just run it back. Don't think I want any extra removal, because this matchup is just about getting your thing going, and so I don't think something like Ramtha really helps you with that. Though, I would not fault anyone for wanting to bring in removal. And I definitely can't keep this one. No untapped lands. Yikes, I can't keep that one either. This hand looks a bit better. I think I can bottom a land and a... interesting. Actually, I think I can bottom Kazandu Mammoth and a land. I want to keep this Thrashing Brontodon, but I'm not sure if I can. I think I'll just leave it in the deck for Vivian. Though I guess I have multiples now, so it's not necessary. Probably just gonna get run over by my opponent's Gilded Goose into Trail of Crumbs, though. Yeah, maybe I should have kept the Brontodon over Feasting Troll King. There is an argument for that. Now I'm just stuck manually activating Trail of Crumbs by sacrificing foods while my opponent's curving out. This looks like the exact opposite of last game, where I'm just gonna get run over by my opponent, who is on the play with Goose and Trail, and there's really nothing I can do about it. So they're gonna play Great Henge next turn, and I don't think I can stop that, which is unfortunate because it's sort of gonna beat me. Do I sacrifice a food, or do I play Lovestruck Beast? I think I play Lovestruck Beast because the only way I get back into this game is by drawing exactly Great Henge. So I think I could just like take the chance. opponent missed their land drop, which is good for me. And oh, there it is, there it is. Okay, well, we have a game going. Next turn I can Great Henge into Tangled Hedron. One of the reasons why Tangled Yikes. Yep, and now the game ends because I unfortunately just can't beat a removal spell in Great Henge, I don't think. Okay, that's interesting. The problem is I don't have the time to try to set up a Wicked Wolf. I need to just go now. And my opponent's just going to... What? Wait, did they spend the mana already? They did. Oh, right. Yeah. So, yeah, but my opponent's going to just remove it next turn. And I'm going to be back to being screwed. Unless my opponent has literally nothing. That's 5 lands that I have a shot. Yeah. Okay, turn Timber Symbiosis untapped. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to come back from this in this game if I don't draw something great right now. I'm gonna block Thrashing Brontodon. They're obviously just gonna kill my Henge, but I'm not trading off Lovestruck Beasts because my Lovestruck Beast helps me cast Great Henge, which I really need at the moment. Fortunately, that is not a Great Henge, though it is a enormous blocker. So now there's 6/6 Lovestruck Beast gets to get through, but next turn I can trade it off and then reanimate it, try to find a Great Henge. My opponent really is just sort of low on action, which is, I think, the only reason I'm still in this game. If they just played a 3-drop as well last turn, it would have been hard for me to come back and activate Castle Garenbrig. Okay, and they're going to keep up Bonders Enclave. Okay, so that's going to fight my Lovestruck Beast, and it's going to kill something upon attack as well. Is there ever a world where I come back from Kogla? How do I beat a Kogla? By making a Wicked Wolf big enough to block it? Can I even do that? Or do I just... What can I do? If I draw exactly Great Henge... That's what I need to do, draw exactly Great Henge, and then I can Wicked Wolf, sacrifice enough food to make it be able to fight the Kogla. No. Okay, so I think I still need to make Wicked Wolf big enough to fight Kogla. The problem is I'm just not going to be able to win after that. So let's start sacrificing. And about now is when I realize that I cannot, in fact, kill it with only 3 food. I need the Great Henge to give it a counter to do that, but it's fine because this game is over anyway. So there's that. Yeah, that game just was unfortunate. On the draw, got run over. Nothing much I can really do. I'm debating where I want a Singleton Ram through to get them off there. Man, it's probably worth it, honestly. One Ram through, especially now that I know that they have Kogla and stuff. Just being able to kill their Lovestruck Beast so they can't play Henge seems pretty important. Okay, I'll be on the play. With this hand, I think I have to keep it. This is, again, just a turn 4 Great Henge. And I don't get any busted engine with Goose and Trail, but Gold Old Henge is also real strong. Unfortunately, it looks like my opponent may be on the Goose Trail plan, but that means I do get to go off with Great Henge, hopefully, unless they have a removal spell for Great Henge, which would be unfortunate. Be very unfortunate. The worst case what after that? I cast like Feasting Troll King or Wicked Wolf to fight down their Goose. I think that's too late by then. Well, just a land, and my opponent did that pre-combat, I guess just to save time, but that means I get 1 extra damage out of it. Okay, so Tangled Hedron, that doesn't worry me too much. Now I'll just play Great Henge, and then Adventure Lovestruck Beast. And I'm going to really hope that my opponent does not have that stupid dinosaur. And that they don't hit it off Trail of Cups, of course. Though they should only have 2 or 3 tops. So it's not the most likely thing in the world. Oh no! Oh wow, they actually hit it off the Trail of Cups. That's really unfortunate. Oh no. Ooh, that's a problem. Okay, that's really unfortunate. I guess now I'm just fighting Goose. Peace was never an option. And then hopefully just beating them down with Troll Kings. The problem is, if they can play Lovestruck Beast and then Great Henge the turn after that, I'm gonna need a real draw to ever come back from that. And they also just have more mana than me. So, oh god, and another Lovestruck Beast. So it's just not looking good for me. Okay, well I hit the land for Feasting Troll King. So now I get to Feasting Troll King and swing out. If they want to block my Wicked Wolf, I'll just sacrifice 2 food tokens. So that'll be fine. Okay, well in that case I'm not going to sacrifice any food. They just want to trade off their Lovestruck Beast, that's fine. It makes their Henge more expensive, and that trade was going to happen anyway regardless. Yep, there's the Henge, but I think maybe I can aggro them out. Maybe. Hopefully. It's going to be pretty hard, but maybe I can do it. So I have, what if I have 7 mana, 6 mana, play that, sacrifice 2 foods, kill the bigger, no, I killed a smaller Brontodon, right, with 1 food token, boom, and then if they want to block with the bigger one, then I'll use the foods, and it just depends on what they want to do, because I do want to keep around food tokens. And now I can attack like that. Do they ever? I think they block the 1/1 though, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, they can't, or else they would die. So then it's probably best to attack with the 1/1. Okay, and they're pretty much forced into that block. And that means I get to do this. They take a lot of damage, and then next turn I will have effectively 3 lethal threats because they're going to gain 2, but these 2 also combine to make 6 damage. They're going to need something real good like an Ugin. What? Are you serious? Oh my god. Oh boy. An Ugin. An Ugin. They just Ugin'd me. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Okay, whiff. I mean, they're not gonna whiff, but don't hit something too big, like an 8/8. Don't hit an 8/8. Don't 9/9. Oh my god. And then somehow I've actually managed to lose this game. Somehow. This is. I don't think I can even win it anymore. They're gonna Ugin my thing. Yeah, this game's just over now. How many Primal Mites? Wow, that is kind of ridiculous. I did not expect an Ugin from them, not gonna lie. You know, that was a rather unfortunate match number 2. Alrighty, welcome to match number 3 against Abbot of Carroll Keep, and I swear I've already played against them today or yesterday. I swear I remember that name. And I'll go ahead and keep this hand. Just got a bunch of solid creatures, no food synergy, no henge, but I think it's fine, right? I'll just play Lovestruck Beast. Next turn I'll play Tangled Forage and tapped, and eventually Lovestruck Beast again, then hopefully by then I'll start jamming 5/5s into Vivian's. Seems pretty good. Ooh, Sultai. What is Sultai? I don't even keep up with the standard metagame anymore, really. I assume my opponent's on some mid-range deck, of course. I wonder if they're Titan's nesting. Well, they could be. Okay, well, looks like we did not draw land. So I guess we're just adventuring 2 more Lovestruck Beasts and playing this Kazania Mammoth tapped. Don't think it's a good idea to spend my food when I want to be casting potentially a Vivian next turn, or saving it for Wicked Wolf. And I think my opponent's probably going to have a Heartless Act anyway, so I don't want to run in a Lovestruck Beast super early just to get blown out by that. Oh, they're actually on Rogues. Right, so I forgot Rogues actually sometimes run Zagoth Triome. Well, this matchup is pretty good. Temple of Deceit for my opponent. So, all my 1/1s put up a pretty good defense. The question is, do I want... I think I just want to play Wicked Wolf, right? This gets to fight Thieves Guild Enforcer no matter what, unless they have a counter, and if they have a counter, that's what I'd rather get countered, because it's more mana efficient than playing Lovestruck Beast, but I don't get as blown out as if I was playing Vivian. So I think that's the best play. It's sort of like the highest upside, lowest downside play, you know? And now I think I'm just going to cast a Lovestruck Beast into a counter, and then another Gilded Goose. Ooh, it resolves. Okay. So that makes me now have decent attacks next turn. Interesting. If my opponent has something like Sorting Thought Thief, they'll be able to turn on the Thieves Guild Enforcer into a Death Toucher. No, it's just going to be a Zagoth Triumph and not even a second Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, that is good to see, because that doesn't worry me at all. What do they need 5 mana for? I guess they have Zerath Son since they're not running Luris. So I guess I'll go to combat and attack first of all. I'm not going to attack with my 1/1s because of Sorting Thought Thief. I think it's just not worth it. And the fact that they could just get 4 cards in my bin with another Thieves Guild Enforcer. Now I think it's about time to play my Vivian, as if I wait too long with Vivian, she just loses a bunch of value from being on board way too late and not getting to be activated too many times anyway. So I think now is the best time to do it, and I'll make a beast with Reach if I get the opportunity to. As that of course stops all their flyers. My opponent's really tanking. Okay, so they let Vivian resolve, which is interesting. Signifies that they probably don't have a counterspell. It's a land on top, but hopefully I should be able to see the next card as well if I untap with Vivian, and then I will be able to potentially cast some more creatures. There's the Soaring Thought Thief. So what? That's my land's gone, which I'm really sad about. I really needed those lands, and now that they're on top of my deck, I don't even know how I'll be able to continue playing this game. Sorry, I just got a tear in my eye. Yeah. It's okay, guys. I'll be fine. Brazen Borrower on my beast. Disrespectful. Oh, I see. They're trying to put Zerathon into play. Well, I don't think I'm gonna allow that. 4 damage, kill my Vivian. Nope. It's gonna be a hard pass from me. We're gonna play a Lovestruck Beast getting... I could -2 Vivian to get... No, actually I don't even need to make the decision now. Yeah, so I'm gonna play this Lovestruck Beast, and I'm just gonna make a reach creature again. It's just another problem for them. I don't want to get my Vivian too low. Reach. And I could get something like a Scavenging Ooze, potentially start eating away my own graveyard at some point, but And I think I need to attack this Lovestruck Beast. Getting a Thieves Guild Enforcer out of the way is the best it's gonna do anyway, so I might as well do it now before they can get any extra mills in. Ooh, yikes, that's an end to the story. That's a problem. I haven't got any sort of great hench action yet, which is part of the reason why I'm so behind. I only have 3 in the deck, so I shouldn't be complaining. I do have this Resolved Vivian. I could use some creatures on the top, though. It's kind of worrying because my beatdown plan isn't super online because of the fact that my opponent has a bunch of removal and I just have had one of those slower hands. And if I got 2 lands on top, then that could potentially continue being that way. Also, Zerathson is a massive problem again. So I'm gonna have to chump with Goose. Yeah, now that shows me that they definitely have Zerathson. And that is a Feasting Troll King. Hello. Hello, Feasting Troll King, my old friend. And that is quite good. I would rather my opponent did not mill me. Oh, yes, that is nice. That is nice, that is nice. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. That is very good to see. Okay, so now we're going to attack Lovestruck Beast because I want to bait out removal. Looks like there's no removal. So if they have another removal spell, then they're gonna get to Zerathson me. I guess if they also have the Zerathson, which would be unfortunate, but that's not a removal spell. That is a rogue though, actually. Wait, oh crap, that's a ton of rogues. Yeah, no, they're gonna get to Zerathson me, getting back Questing Beast, most likely. Shoot, that's an issue. Brazen Bar, I didn't even remember this is a rogue, but yeah, it is, which makes it just, like, really good. Man, who would have thought that mythic that everyone plays is good? Not me, that's for sure. Well, opponent, what's gonna be, what's gonna be, what's gonna be? They're looking through my graveyard, deciding what they want to take with Zerathson. Naughty, naughty. Yeah, so they're gonna attack my Vivian and then go face. Well, seeing as it doesn't kill my Vivian, I'm gonna mill 4. Well, there's my Scavenging Ooze gone, so now I'm definitely not worried about Vivian's loyalty. I'll just get one of these Soaring Thought Thieves out of the way, I think. It'll just keep causing me issues if I let it live. And somehow I've managed not to mill any Feasting Troll Kings, which is unfortunate. That's also a land on top of my deck, which is also unfortunate. If they have another Soaring Thought Thief, this is also unfortunate because my Vivian dies. Yep, there's a Zerathson. That's fine. Wait, does that have Death Touch? Also, so wait, so if they don't recast this, they have to recast it. That means they're tapped out, essentially. Oh. What? Hello, opponent. Tapped and attacking. Oh, they're deciding whether they want to kill my Vivian? I didn't even know they could do that, but yeah, they're just gonna go face. Fair enough. I'm gonna replay Soaring Thought Thief trade with my Beast. Okay, so now I just need something big off the top, basically. Multiple big things off the top, basically. This is unfortunate. Could I get back something like a Questing Beast or a Vivian? How worried am I about Vivian, actually? I don't even think Vivian... it's interesting. Oh, shoot, that's a land. Okay. So that is a Wicked Wolf. And I can minus Vivian to get a 3-drop. Do I have any relevant 3-drops? No. You. Resolve. Oh, crap. Shoot. I didn't activate Castle Garenbreak. Oh, yikes. Okay. Do I have lethal? Well, I don't have lethal, but can I, like, attack, attack? Assume my opponent has nothing because they didn't hold priority. So, just do that, right? And then Vivian dies, they eat one of my 1/1s and we're chilling. Or I could Feasting Troll King at Vivian, guaranteeing that Vivian dies. So if they block there and take 10 damage, no, I need to guarantee that Vivian dies. She's just potentially too much of an issue for me. So I need to do that, and I'm fine with 1/1 dying, which is exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, that's alright. Now I need to sort of focus on not getting hit by Zerathson and losing because of it. Again, just gonna do reach and pass the turn. I've got an indestructible wolf, a bunch of power on the board, Feasting Troll King to reanimate if it dies. I think I'm in a pretty good spot, but that could change depending on what my opponent has. Second into the story would be a problem. They're just gonna go ahead and draw a card. That's not threatening at all. I would rather see my opponent dirtling as much as possible. Unfortunately, draw 4 means they can like double spell removal, somehow get out of this. It means that I'll get to draw Wicked Wolf though, which is an upside. Or are they just gonna bounce my wolf? Zerathson doesn't have any evasion, so he's not gonna get in again. Unless my opponent has 4 1-mana removal spells, which would honestly be impressive considering that the only 1-mana removal spell in standard is Bloodchief's Thirst and doesn't really work on most of my creatures. So if they somehow hack the game, yeah, they did not hack the game and they conceded. Wow, I did not think I was going to win that one for a while, but I guess we got there in the end. Alright, so what am I bringing in? I am bringing in, so I'm taking out two, taking out 2 Trail of Crumbs, bringing in Scavenging Ooze, Chainweb Arachneer, and Ram Through, and 1 Vivian, and taking out Thrashing Brontodon, and 2 Trail of Crumbs, and 2 Lovestruck Beasts, and a Questing Beast, Questing Beezy, and I don't think I want Ranger's Guile even, right? Yeah, I think it's just fine like this, right? I don't know. I have to cut some important cards, but I don't think I can cut into my top end too much. Maybe I don't want 3. I mean, Vivian's just so good, and they're not gonna have that many counters post board, right? They're gonna be boarding more into removal, or else they just risk getting run over. So I think this is fine. Okay, well, game number 2, and on the draw this time. Ooh, that is Goose into Trail, so can't really pass that one up. Trail on the draw could get countered. That would be unfortunate. So there's a chance I want to just play Scavenging Ooze, try to bait out a counter. Is that better? I mean, honestly, it's probably worse. This way, John and Locke is online and stuff. Whereas next turn it would be. So that just gives them a whole lot more things that they can have. That's fine. Don't think I want to sacrifice the food to cast Gilded Goose, so I'll just Goose plus Ooze next turn. If they want to keep spending removal, killing my geese, then I'm honestly pretty fine with that. It makes Trail of Crumbs good by forcing them to kill all my 1-drops without Trail of Crumbs ever having to activate, so there is that. And I don't want to lose to a Zerathson also. I have like, shoot, what if I have a Zerathson? They get my Goose though, so I'm not super worried about that, and they'll be able to grow a blocker, hopefully. Nope, they're just gonna keep killing my geese, which is technically animal abuse, but I'll make an exception for it. Oh, okay, my opponent's just removal tribal. Gone down. Okay, just play a Bonner's Enclave. I guess I'll sack my food now. See if I can hit another Goose. I cannot. Well, I'll take the Castle Garenbrig though. Over the Kazandu Mammoth, because that lets me cast Feasting Troll King next turn. This turn. Which seems better than Vivian, to be honest, because they're gonna have to counter this, and they're also gonna have to counter Vivian, but Vivian next turn also have mana. Yeah, so I have Essence Scatter. If I get 1 food token, I'll be able to reanimate though. Maybe that's an argument to not sacking my food, but I think there's just no world when I don't sacrifice my food, right? Okay, Vivian also eats a counter. And if my opponent is just one for wanting me forever, then I am going to feast choking number 2. Then I'm going to just pull ahead with all these food tokens. Like, that's just a thing that's gonna happen. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Wicked Wolf, I think, and then just play Kazandu Mammoth. Try to get some pressure going. They're gonna activate Castle Vantress. I'm fine with that though. I mean, they're just gonna scribe it, smooth out their draws, but they really need something like Into the Story, which is now online actually. Double bottom. Yeah, so I think they're looking for Into the Story. That's what their plan is now that they're low on action. They missed a land drop. Okay, well I am not missing a land drop, and I'm just gonna go to combat. See if I can bait out interaction. No, I can't. Well, then I think I'm just gonna go for the Vivian and crack food. This also means that dispute doesn't counter it. Perfect. Ooh, very nice. A little bit of extra value. Probably should have ticked up Vivian actually. If they had a Brazen Bar where they could tick up Vivian or bounce Vivian response. And wait, why did I choose Vigilance? I meant to choose Reach. Well, whatever. No, I'm more insured against Zerasan, I guess. Maybe that's even better than Reach, so probably not. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? Ooh, there's the end of the story. No, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Now I should probably like be worried because they cast in Into the Story. They don't have. Yes. So what I was gonna say is if they have a Brazen Borrower, I should tick up in response because then they don't have a window to Brazen Borrower without letting me get a 3/3 off of Vivian, and I'd be able to. And I think I value 3/3 more than Tangled Florahedron. Though on one hand, I don't also want to draw a Tangled Florahedron, so there are actually upsides to the line I took. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to combat and attack with these two. If they want to play a Zerathon, then that is actually they can't even. If they want to take a bunch of damage, then that is fine by me. They do want to take a bunch of damage, or I don't think they want to take a bunch of damage, but sometimes in life we have to make hard choices, you know. Yes, they did even have the Brazen Bar, but they're just gonna bounce my 3/3, which, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just replay the Vivian if they try to kill her. So, boom. Play Wicked Wolf. Into a counter, possibly? I'll just play ooh, okay. Well, I guess I'll just play Kazandu Mammoth then. Or I could actually sack my food. Did I play a land this turn? No, I did not. Actually, I could just sack the food anyway. Right. Yeah. So I'll do that. See what's on top of my deck. I'll grab the Bonder's Enclave. Kazandu Mammoth. Cast it. Bonder's Enclave. Grow them. Probably should have done that pre-combat, but on the other hand, I also wanted to bait something out. And finally, I will not forget to make a Reaching Beast. Alright, and this is, again, looking pretty good for me. I'm ahead on board. Sort of ahead on cards, not really, but with this Vivian I am. I'm mostly just ahead on board and ahead on mana, which both seem pretty good. My opponent think they missed a land draw, but oh, okay. Well, I mean, if they can't deal with this Vivian, they're gonna lose anyway, so I'm not that worried. But on the other hand, what was I going to say? Right, I'm gonna play the land. That's what I was gonna say. So I can draw with the Bonder's Enclave. Get past this land to another land. That's cool. Yup. Thanks. How about a creature? Okay, Chain Web Rocknear. That's actually not bad. It's just pretty free, right? And I'll make another beast with Reach, I think. And now this means that their attacks with flyers are real bad, because they don't want to let me escape this Chain Web Rocknear. And then I probably should have attacked with Kazandu Mammoth, but it would have just traded with Thieves Guild Enforcer. I don't know. I'm also like sort of close to decking, actually. Ooh, scavenging ooze. That's just gonna be a massive beater. Well, how close? Ooh, okay, into the story. They're gonna deck before I do. Like, how much is decking an issue for me? Actually, probably actually an issue. I could use like a food token for indestructibility. So I could use a Gilded Goose, I think. Or just casting a Feasting Shulking would be nice. Can't play any Trail of Crumbs off the top of my deck though. And my opponent could always have a counter. But I would like to make this Wicked Wolf indestructible. I mean, either way, still got a bunch of attackers compared to how many blockers they have. Okay, well I guess my opponent is evening up that number. You're gonna attack? No. I mean, makes sense, obviously. Okay, so I could get a 3-drop. I could get a 3-drop. Or less. Which probably means I'm gonna get a Gilded Goose, honestly. It means my Wicked Wolf survives. -2. Or I could just get... Nah, no, actually getting a Gilded Goose is probably good. Hey, there we go, Wicked Wolf on top, so... Even if they counter this one, it's still gonna be an issue for them. Probably should have activated Castle Brig, but... that's just something I'm gonna miss every time, isn't it? And I think I'm actually gonna decline, because I want to just cast it off the top, and I may very well need the mana. Words. Okay, Heartless Actor spawns. Okay, that's actually unfortunate, isn't it? Castle Garenbrig, Wicked Wolf, fight. Yeah, a trade. Not much I can do about that though. Boom, and then I'll just attack with these two, I think. That seems pretty good. And then I can start eating creatures. I'll have a massive ooze by next turn. I'm gonna just trade off. Okay, yeah, so I'm back to being ahead on board. And sort of not really ahead on cards, as usual. But now I also have this Scavenging Ooze going. 17 cards in my graveyard. I could conceivably... Ooh, okay, they're cycling Triumphs, which means they're probably in trouble card advantage-wise. That's a good sign for me. Temple of Deceit, Scry 1. That I don't mind. Alright, they're just gonna pass the turn. I think I should probably eat my own graveyard, honestly. Go ahead and probably hit what? I don't want to hit my Feasting Shulking. I'll hit my Wicked Wolf then. Because I could theoretically reanimate Feasting Shulking. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, that is a good one. I'll go ahead and play a land and cast Feasting Shulking. And I could theoretically turn off a Down in the Lock. Could I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, it didn't say please I can't turn off, unfortunately. Not even a creature on top. Huh. Well, I guess I'll just move to combat. Do a little bit of attacking with my creatures. They have to get rid of the Scavenging Ooze. Right? Boom. Mana. Start oozing myself. Gilded Goose, get out of there. Cards in my graveyard, but yeah, there's a removal spell. Okay, well that's fine. I was just gonna make a food anyway. And now my opponent's real low. There might be an upkeep Castle Vantress if I'm lucky. Reach, of course. Pass the turn over. And then next turn, hopefully I can get something going again. All my food production is gone for the most part. All my Feasting Shulkings are in the bin. Ooh, so my opponent can get in at Vivian. Bold. Oh, I'm not blocking. Vivian's Gilded Goose is actually pretty important, and since they're attacking Vivian, I'm not worried about Zenith Sun either. So, sure. Boom. Yeah, food token. Just a land off the top. I think I can't draw with Bonder's Enclave, can I? I think I'll just draw with the food. What's gonna be opponent? Oh wait, I'm holding priority. Oops, my bad. Okay, second Vivian. Don't know how good that is. I'm just gonna get in with my Florahedrons for damage. Okay, now post combat, I'm just gonna keep going, I guess. I don't think there's much else I can do. I'm a little bit close to decking. Ooh, that's good. To make another goose. Ooh, perfect. Chainweb Arachneer. Now I just need to be careful not to get decked. I guess Agadeem's Awakening would mill me for 4. Right? Yeah. Plus 2. I don't know if I'm too worried about that. And now I just have a massive board again. So hopefully I'm good, right? 14 creatures. At this point I can probably choose Trample, right? I have 2 reach creatures that they're actively incentivized not to kill. It's gonna be a Castle Vantress again. I think an Into the Story is what could get my opponent back into this, because they just have so many lands that they're gonna be able to Into the Story plus play a bunch of interaction if they draw it. But I mean, how many lands is my opponent drawn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoa, Gadwick. Okay. That's a problem, isn't it? Gadwick. I was not expecting a Gadwick, not gonna lie. That was not on my list of cards my opponent could have, for sure. So it's gonna start tapping. That actually does let my opponent live a couple extra turns, doesn't it? Yup, they're gonna tap my Kazandu Mammoth. Yeah. I'm gonna eat a food with Gilded Goose, I guess. Try to see if I can hit something. Florahedron, I guess. Huh. So I can Great Henge. Florahedron, right? So I guess I'll cast Great Henge. Yeah. I think I want to do that. I just need to get my opponent dead, and I think how I'm going to do that is just keep pumping creatures out. I'm going to activate Castle Garenbrig in case I hit something. And while I am worried about decking, I think I can't beat a large burst of my opponent milling me, so now we're just going to make a Reacher again, and then activate this Goose with mana, and then play another Vivian. Maybe I shouldn't have activated Castle Garenbrig. Huh. Yeah, and make another 3/3 with Reach. And attack with my 3/3, I guess. Could also attack with the Arachneers. Nah. Just attack with the 3/3. They're gonna take 3 damage most likely. Really? I mean, I thought Gadwick was like the only thing keeping them in this game, but I guess they could have like a second Gadwick. I don't know, I have a whole lot of creatures. Ooh, Cling gains some life. Oh, okay, they're just gonna draw a card, fair enough. So gain Cling, potentially gains them a lot of life. That's gonna be a Thieves Guild Enforcer, mills me for 2. Okay, that's a little bit scary. Now I know a lot of the cards in my deck are useless. So I need to just win with tokens now, because I've just gone through every single card in my deck. Actually, what do I still have in my deck? That's the question. Lovestruck Beast. So I'm all out of Kazandu Mammoths. I'm all out of Geese. I'm all out of Troll Kings. I'm all out of Wicked Wolves, right? Should be all out of Wicked Wolves. I'm all out of Scavenging Oozes. I'm all out of... What else is in my deck? Lovestruck Beast. Oh, I still have a couple Lovestruck Beasts left, right? How many? Yep, they have another one. Okay. Also that ram through them knives. Yeah. So I think I should have like 2 Lovestruck Beasts here, which is theoretically pretty good. Except now the Great Henge is actually sort of a liability. I mean, I'll trade off. That's just like a big creature I get to play unless my opponent wants to cling it. Ooh, and they're actually getting low on time. Ooh, it's Florhegion. Okay, so I'm just going to move to combat. Oh, crap. Oh, I didn't play a land before combat. That's a mistake because it makes my Kazandu Mammoth worse. And I'll just swing out with everything that has power, I think. No tapping before combat, so I think my opponent's just gonna have to gain a bunch of life. And I think I just spam creatures and just accept that I'll lose if my opponent has like double Thieves Guild Enforcer. How many creatures do they have left in their deck? They're down 1 Thieves Guild. I mean, they probably just boarded out all their creatures, to be honest. Like, I've heard that that's a plan that they do sometimes, and that makes sense why they got Gadwicks and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if my opponent didn't have a ton of milling. Okay, so I'm gonna have to have a removal or 2 here, or just gonna have to fire off this Cling to Dust. Actually, I had a Scavenging Ooze, but what can you do? And it ends up not mattering that I didn't play a land before combat, because Mammoth doesn't have trample. It's gonna trade off with Thieves Guild anyway. Okay, so my opponent's gonna go to 1. Then I'm going to cast Chainweb Arachneer, exiling creatures, I guess. Not that it really matters. Go to 6 cards in library. And now, so those 2 are they both Lovestruck Beasts? I don't want to lose to 1 Thieves Guild though. I lose to 2 Thieves Guilds, but I don't want to lose to 1 Thieves Guild, right? And I think my opponent boarded out their Swing Thought Thieves. And to get here, it means I need to draw 2, 1, yeah, so I don't think I want to do that. I think I'll just make a creature with Vivian. Trample. And just pass the turn. And I really need to hope that my opponent cannot deck me. Wow, this has been a really long game. It's a pretty insane one, really. We're just both trading off resources, and neither of us has gotten ahead early. My opponent might not have enough time to win game 3. Just like clock damage wise. Ooh, that's really bad for my opponent. If they have to exile to draw a card this late in the game, it means they've probably got a bunch of lands in hand. And if they've got a bunch of lands in hand, then how are they going to win? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. They hit their second Thieves Guild Enforcer. Oh, come on. Come on. Why are they... Yeah, okay, well... Fair enough. Okay. That is unfortunate. Resolve. Okay. Wow, that was a really long game. Super close one as well. I just wasn't able to get there in the end. So I'm beginning to think that I actually probably don't want this ram through, and that I want the Lovestruck Beast instead. Yeah, so basically these 2 cards left in my library were Lovestruck Beast, right? That's how it that's how it went. Okay, so yeah, don't think I want to change anything. We'll just run it back, and either I need to get my opponent dead, or I just need to avoid dying, because I could just time them out, which I'd rather not have to do, but I'm not going to scoop just to make them win on time. Like, the clock is part of the game. They need to keep track of it if they want to win. It's like a handicap, because the more time you have to think is theoretically an advantage. So it's really just up to them to keep track of it. And they're on 10 minutes. Ooh, tap land turn 1, so I guess I just kind of get to get the beats going. It's so refreshing to only have like 2 or 3 lands in play, rather than like, whoa, so all the lands in your deck are in play, and now you're some sort of landlord. So much land that there are literally peasants living on it. I'm just gonna get in. Boom. And maybe they play something I can Wicked Wolf. Or they're just gonna kill my Scavenging Ooze, which is kind of rude, honestly. Nope, they're not. They're just gonna do nothing. That has to be a good sign, right? Just not spending their mana early. And I mean, 3 damage a turn isn't a lot, but it's significant. I also get to play this Wicked Wolf at some point. Like, okay. My opponent's gonna have to deal with this at some point. And the Scavenging Ooze there, they're gonna have to kill eventually. I think I just run out Wicked Wolf. They're gonna counter it, probably. Essence Scatter or something. But I just want to use my mana, and I also want to make it so that they don't have time to use their mana to draw cards and stuff. I just want to be putting pressure on them. Ooh, are they missing lands? Is that why they're doing it so main phase? I wouldn't mind if my opponent missed a land. No, it looks like... Okay, so I'll not reveal to them that I have a land to play and just attack. Okay, they're just gonna let me go to damage. So in that case, I'm gonna play Castle Garen Brigand, Feasting Troll King. It's probably gonna eat a counter, but that's fine. Oh! Oh no. Oh, my poor opponent is not having a good time over there. Well, what is it gonna be? Well, I'll slam this castle, or this Great Henge. Just absolutely slam it down. Go, Henge, go. And then just go to combat. And do a little bit of attacking. My Feasting Troll King... Ooh, okay. So my opponent's gonna eat my Scavenging Ooze. Interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate Bonder's Enclave. And then eat their Cling to Dust. And eat my Wicked Wolf. So that they can't get it with their Asan, though it does make my Chainweb Rocknear a little bit worse. And hopefully I can just take over the game with this Great Henge. They're gonna have to answer both that and my Feasting Troll King and this Chainweb Rocknear, sort of. It's a Heartless Act. Oh shoot, well they get it now. That's a problem, but I think I can outvalue it with Henge, right? Should be alright, hopefully. Man, Zerasan was actually kind of brutal there. Oh, okay, there we go. So, that is a lot of mammoths. Shows you how much being both a land and a creature is an upside. If these were just forests, I would have lost this game by a mile, and I don't know why Arena tapped on my Bonner's Enclave, but okay. So I just got punished for that as well. It's unfortunate. Though to be fair, if they don't have any, my opponent doesn't have any good attacks at all, like at all. My opponent's attacks are incredibly bad because they either get a Chainweb Arachneer in my graveyard, or okay, well I could use a Chainweb Arachneer in my graveyard actually. Nope. Yeah, so they can like trade off my Feasting Troll King so I can reanimate it, which seems really bad. And they can also get my Chainweb Arachneer in the bin, which also seems really bad, so yeah. If they have a removal spell, then their attack does become better, to be fair. that also just sort of means that I can't be flooding out, like, flooded pretty horribly. And I guess I'd have one extra card if Auto Tapper was working better. Interesting. So, I think what I'm gonna do is double block Zerathon, block Chainweb Arachneer on Feasting Troll King. I want to kill Zerathon, and I want Chainweb Arachneer in the graveyard. And so a single removal spell also doesn't mess me up. I think what my opponent was expecting me to do is to try to double block Feasting Troll King, and that would sort of lead me to getting blown out. But this way, there's actually really no downside for me. It's not risky. And I guess they're gonna Cling to Dust me. The second Cling to Dust? How many can they possibly be running? They can't have the full 4, right? Well, that's unfortunate. If they do have it. Oh, they don't have it. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So I think I'll run out Chainweb Arachneer first as bait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, John in the Lock is just being absolutely useless here. Boom, and I get to draw a card, which is upside at this point in the game, for sure. And I can play a land. And make a bunch of mana, and then just Scavenging Ooze again. So they can't really let it resolve, right? They can't let it resolve. Interesting. Okay, perfect. No, not perfect. Decidedly not perfect. Probably shouldn't have activated that castle in hindsight. Yeah, that was actually bad. That was actually real bad. Wasn't it? I guess I'll just go through the whole graveyard. But that was in hindsight very dumb. That means I don't get to cast Adventure. That also means I don't get to cast like a Vivian if I draw it. I don't get to cast stuff. I don't get to activate Scavenging Ooze during other turns. And I don't think I would. And it's like not that likely that I need the extra mana. So that was actually just a bad play all around. Yikes. Well, hindsight is 20/20, I guess. My opponent's only got 6 minutes on the clock, and that is extremely relevant. I've got twice their time. I'm 6 minutes ahead. And it's going down, so they can't waste time making decisions. They're also on 2, so they have to block somehow. If they chump with Thieves Guild, that's fine with me. If they have a removal spell, it's also fine with me, sort of. I can take more Feasting Troll King hits. They're the ones who can't take hits, so them attacking me, I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to double block into a removal spell because I don't want to get into a position where I'm in any way behind on board, because then I'll just lose. Zerathon. Okay, so if they have 2 removal spells, then I'm in trouble. Hopefully they don't. I mean, they have to have 2 non-unlock removal spells, like double eliminate or something. Like, come on. Oh crap, they do. Oh no. Okay, they don't. Okay, that's so good for me. They just forced me to Scavenging Ooze block, but that's fine. I'm gonna win this game. Just normally, like if this is a normal game, I'm just gonna win it. So I'm totally fine with them. What have I done? Forgot to play my land before combat. Hopefully that doesn't cost me. Yeah, that was again just a bad play. But that was more of me just clicking too fast. And now I just get to keep going. Wow. Make your own board. Just add forest. It's quick, easy, and simple. That's a Shark Typhoon. Okay. So that's how they're winning the game. Interesting. Yeah, well, I have a bunch of attackers, and that is going to be the game. That was so long and so close, but we got there in the end. Wow, that was a wild match. Jeez. Okay, yeah, wow, that was really long. That was sick. I made a couple of mistakes along the way, but yeah, wow, that was honestly really fun to play. I can't believe like mono green just got decked by grinding. Not a very mono green thing to do. All right, so that will do it for the gameplay. Now let's do a quick wrap up. Overall, 2-1, plus another loss to Gruul, which I'm going to cut out of the video because I just got run over with mana troubles and it's pretty boring and similar to the other matches. So overall, 2-2, went down in Mythic, but that's fine. Also, my voice is absolutely destroyed, so that's another casualty that occurred from this video. Past that, I think this deck is great. It's probably one of the best decks in Standard, arguably the best, depending on how the meta is shifting. And yeah, that's really it. So if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate if you subscribed, like the video if you want it to be recommended to others. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.